Hey everyone, Yasin here, and I was asked to cover how to do like really complicated scenes. So here I found this factory that seems pretty complicated. I'm just going to show you my technique of dealing with these. I'm not going to finish it, I'm just going to show you the method I use because I don't have the patience to do this and this takes a really long time. But this is how I do it. So I just duplicated the original canvas and I made it bigger because it was a smaller image. And then I zoom way out, like super small. It's smaller than a postage stamp. And then I just look at the thumbnail and I just copy what I see. It's pretty simple. So you'll notice, if you notice the navigator, it's giving you a bit of a bigger view of what I'm doing. But I'm actually not looking at the navigator. I'm just looking at that really small canvas. And this is really an advantage to digital media over traditional. I know you can do it in traditional, sort of, and the way you do it is you start with really big brushes, and I mean when you're painting. With like drawing, I don't know, maybe do thumbnails and then enlarge it, I guess. I'm not sure exactly how you would go about doing it. But anyway, in digital I think this is the easiest way. You just zoom way out and then you just paint the image zoomed out, and then like as best as you can try and get everything as good as you can, and then you just zoom in a little bit and then paint the image again, and then zoom in a bit more and then paint the image again. And you might see that I'll zoom in and both the reference and my picture get zoomed at the same time. And the way you do that in Photoshop is you hold Shift, Control, and Spacebar, and then click. I think that's it. Shift, Control, Spacebar, and then click, and it will zoom them both together. So that's how you do that. And yeah, it's also a technique I like to use even when I'm not doing things from reference, just because when I have a really small canvas, I have no choice but to think of the big picture, the big read. I can't get caught up in details, and this is really important. You don't want to be caught up in details, but then when you use reference, it has this added effect of, a trick you can do is you paint it from really far, and this is something I learned from an artist friend a long time ago called Maxim Emilianov, I believe, and he zoomed out and then he paints everything and then zooms in and then paints everything again and zooms in, but each time he only focuses on the areas that he wants to bring into focus. So at the end there's still parts that are really blurry and have barely been worked on, but then there's other parts that are clear, and those are the focal points, so it has this really cool effect. But anyway, I think pretty much you get the idea of this technique. It's just exactly what it appears to be. Zoom way out, paint everything as best as you can, and then zoom in, and then paint again, zoom in, paint again. And if I was to really finish this up, it would take hours and hours and hours, but I would be zooming way in and getting all the little details. And because you've zoomed out, you know basically where everything goes. So it just gets rid of a lot of the detail and the, you know, looking at a reference and being like, how do I do all this stuff? Because otherwise before people would just get a grid and then draw in the grid, and that's, to me, that's really slow and boring. So anyway, hope it helps, and thanks for watching.